This is the first video explaining Rustam and Sohrab, and it is the fourth short story in your book. Rustam and Sohrab is a tragic story from Persia, so it's a tragic, sad story from Iran. Rustam is a Persian hero and one of the favorites of King Kaikous. Rustam is considered a hero in Persia. He is because he must be very brave, fearless, and courageous. Because we haven't seen it yet, and we are just reading the overview of the story, we will see about him in the stuff about the story. In the story, actually, and one of the favorites of King Kaikous, and he is among the favorite warriors of his king. Sohrab is the son of Rustam and Tanime. Sohrab, another character in the story, is the son of Rustam and Tanime. Rustam and Sohrab never meet in their life and until on the battlefield. So Rustam and Sohrab, father and son, never happen to meet in their life. First time they meet is in the battlefield. As no one else dares to fight Rustam, no one is enough courageous and brave to fight with the mighty Rustam. Sohrab is sent to fight with a legendary Persian hero, and his own son is sent to fight with his father. Though Sohrab knows that he is Rustam's son, tragically Rustam doesn't know this fact. Sohrab knows that I am Rustam's son, but Rustam does not know the man I am fighting with is my son. And tragically, sadly, he kills his own son. That's why it's called a tragic story. It has been called a tragic story. Long ago there lived in Persia a great soldier called Rustam. So Rustam lived in Persia a long time ago. He was so brave and fearless, and he had so often saved his country from foreign invasion that he was called Shila. First, he was very brave and fearless, and he had saved his country from foreign invaders many times, and he was termed as Shila Persia. This means the defender of Persia. The enemies who tried to invade the country fled in fear when they heard his war cry, and his war cry was very dreadful and very aggressive that enemies fled away by the fear of his war cry. Persia is safe as long as Rustam leads our soldiers, said Kaikous. So King Kaikous says that Persia is in safe hands as long as Rustam is the commander of our soldiers. The king of Persia, no enemy dare threaten us. If anyone tries to invade us, anyone tries to attack us, he will suffer a crushing defeat. He will be defeated. Unless Rustam is killed, our enemies can never hope to see victory, the enemies of Persia used to say. And the enemies of Persia used to say that we cannot invade, we cannot defeat Persia unless Rustam is dead. Once in the course of his travels, once he was traveling, Rustam met a Tatar princess called Tanime. They fell in love with each other and married. So once while traveling, he met a princess, and they fell in love and they married. However, Rustam was not able to live with his wife for a long time. The king of Persia soon sent for him because he did not feel safe unless Rustam was in his kingdom to protect and defend it. So very soon after the marriage, King sent his men for King called him back to the kingdom because King was not sure about King wanted to assure his safety, his kingdom's safety, because Rustam was a commander of the soldiers, so he wanted to have him with him in his kingdom. So Rustam had to go away from his wife, who was then in the family base. So Rustam left his wife, and his wife was pregnant. She was expecting a baby. It was with great sorrow that he parted from her, because it might be many years before he saw her again. And they parted very sadly. It was a moment of sorrow and sadness, because it might be many, many years that Rustam would return again to his wife. And at the parting, he gave her a precious stone and said, "When you become a mother, tie this stone on the child's arm and keep our marriage a secret." And when the Rustam left, he gave her a precious stone, a very costly, a very expensive stone, and he told her that tie it to the baby once you become a mother, because she was expecting a baby. Once the baby is born, tie this stone to his to the child's or to his or her